Good evening, or good morning, depending on where you are right now, and welcome to RTE's coverage of the United Nations WarGames 2023. I am Dean O'Connor, and I will be the host this evening, but also joining me on the ground is French Emperor Dorian Arco, who will be commentating on the match and giving his analysis on the scenes we're going to be witnessing. We're going to go straight over to Dorian, as he's much more knowledgeable on military simulators and military affairs than I am. Dorian, just say hi and get your thoughts on what you think both teams are capable of here, Brazil and Colombia.
Well, thank you, Dean, and hello everyone. So this is going to be an interesting match. To be honest, I have no idea what is the level of each team. Well, actually, I do have an idea of what is the level of Brazil. They did quite well against the UKSF during the Kingdom and Brazil War, and I expect them, this is only a prediction, but I expect them to be the winners today. But we don't know. Colombia can always surprise us, and the thing is, no one knows how they are, no one knows how they can play. It's going to be a very interesting map, as this is completely, we cannot predict what is going to happen, really.
Yes, these kind of matches can be unpredictable. You never know. Some of the warriors and fighters tonight might not be feeling too well. They might not be at their full game, but we can only see that later on. We won't be seeing that right now in their changing rooms. They're obviously probably planning and coordinating between themselves their strategies and how they intend to win this match. Dorian, obviously you are the captain or leader of the French team going into this competition. Some would say that would be an infraction or conflict of interest here, but I don't care. Obviously you're going to be up against, France is going to be up against Turkmenistan tomorrow evening. Depending on which country goes through, I believe wouldn't you be up against the winner of this match, I believe? Or am I misreading that completely?
No, actually, the most important result is going to be the result of Netherlands-Japan. Whoever goes and passes to the quarterfinals will have to go against Sweden or Syria. But I guess whichever it is, if it's Japan, they're going to beat Sweden. If it's Netherlands, they're going to beat Sweden or Syria. So I guess because I think we're going to reach semi-finals, but the semi-finals are going to be interesting because we can go against Japan, which we've already went against, and they're honestly quite good, and Netherlands, which we've never went against, and we've seen their level. They've been talking a lot, they've been barking a lot about how good they are, and it's going to be an interesting match, and I hope I'm going to be against them, really.
But talking about tonight's match, Brazil versus Colombia, it's obviously going to be done on the Malenkova map here, which is an urban area from the looks of it. Do you know if either team has a speciality in built-up areas? They're good with using buildings as shelter or using them as a way of attacking or defending?
Well, what's interesting about this map is obviously, it's probably going to put Brazil in quite a different environment than what they're used to, because I've seen them progress in jungles mainly, at least from what I've seen from their propaganda. Therefore, we'll see how they do on this map. And here, all of the buildings can be a very interesting hiding spot and so on. Oh, everyone is saying start. Wait a minute. I have to be the UNPK staff for a moment.
Absolutely fair. Good luck with that. Yes. So going back onto our upcoming fixtures, I do believe the game will be starting very shortly. But for those unaware right now, there are games for tomorrow and on Sunday. On Saturday, however, there's going to be two matches: France versus Turkmenistan. That's going to be on April 8th. April 8th. Sorry, nearly misread that. At 8 p.m. Central European Standard Time, or for us in Ireland, that would be 7 p.m. Also on Saturday, we're going to have Sweden versus Syria, which will be an interesting match, I believe, which is at 10 p.m. Central European Standard Time and 9 p.m. British Summer Time. And finally, on Sunday is going to be Japan versus the Netherlands, which will conclude this weekend's fixtures. That's going to be at 7 p.m. Central European Standard Time and 6 p.m. British Summer Time. Those are the fixtures coming up for the rest of this weekend, but we're here right now to be with Brazil, with Colombia, to see who's going to win this match. Dorian, how goes the UNPK staff duties over there?
We should be starting soon, and as you can see, the Brazilian soldiers are intimidating the Colombian soldiers. They're aiming at them. They're dancing, apparently. But they're lining
Getting
up.
prepared.
They're showing that they're ready to face the Colombians. For the moment, the Colombians, I guess, are getting ready. I will now be announcing when we will be starting. So we'll be starting at XX 17.
That is 5 minutes from now.
5 minutes from now, starting at XX 17.
That is 12:17 for those in the British summertime time zone, and I believe that would be 7:17 in Eastern Standard Time or summertime. I do not know how time zones work on that side of the planet. Ignorance is bliss. I do not understand time zones. I try to ignore them. But that aside, yes, we do have one of the teams here. I believe that's the Colombian side. Correct me if I'm wrong. Which one's blue? Brazilian.
Blue is actually Brazilian.
Yes, okay. Brazil is blue. Colombia is red. Need
And
to know
as
that for
I
future
said,
reference.
they are showing that they're ready to beat some ass.
Yes, we do have Brazil lined up there and one singular Colombian dancing there, putting on some moves for us.
I do have to present the teams because they have units, specific units that they're going to deploy today on these maps. I'm just going to scroll up and go back to my notes to know which units they are.
Lovely.
So, no, that's a French unit. So Brazil is going to be the first Commando Action Battalion, which is led by DJ Wagner Official. Unfortunately, we don't have their logo on screen. Perhaps next time. And Colombia is going to be the Urban Counter-Terrorism Special Forces Group, led by Twins O 2018. Both of them are, of course, Special Forces units, and this is why it's going to be an interesting match. Two elite units going up against each other. But I guess I would predict Brazil winning because they've participated to a war. They might have lost it. They still have more experience.
Have you ever personally worked with either side here, Dorian? Have you seen them in action yourself?
Absolutely. I've worked with Brazil at one point. We, I guess, scheduled it was a parachute drop event, which went pretty well. And it was actually a very interesting side because we had never cooperated with South American nations before. But Brazil, at least Brazilian armed forces, are very competent when it comes to what they're doing and so on. So once again, I haven't worked with Colombia, so I do have to admit that my favorites are Brazil. You might want to side with Colombia, perhaps, if it can be a match in a match. Dean's prediction versus Dorian's prediction.
Yeah, just to go against you and be contradictory to you, I'm going to root for Colombia now. I'm not meant to be biased, but I'm going to do that now. Just to balance this out.
Starting in 1 minute.
Lovely. Match will begin in 1 minute, so we're going to be seeing both sides go at one another. We'll obviously be giving coverage across the map. Obviously, we can't show every single battle going on, every single individual shooting, but we will try and show as much as we can during this broadcast. I believe both teams there are about to get ready. I believe they are now heading to their positions. We are about to see the game begin. I believe this is going to be the start.
Wait a minute.
Oh, or not. I believe we're just going to quickly see what's going on.
Before we do anything or move anywhere, rules, of course, rules.
Oh yes, it would be very wise to go over the rules of this specific game type. Dorian, you can go over the specific game types that we're going to be seeing across the war games.
Right now, well, we're going to have 3 different game types. We're going to have the kill-based raids, where, of course, it's going to be first to insert a number of kills. Right now, this is what we're going to see. First to reach 100